Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I am Luke Avdalovich. With me, as always, is Tommy Ball and Jared Waters. And tonight we are back with an episode just us three. Again, I'd like to reiterate the apology I had at the beginning of the last episode. We know we missed a week. It hurts because it's only our second one during our duration of the Walk On Pod, but it happens. Hand up. That's on us. But we're here. We're here. We're pushing out content. We're gonna do our best to bring you yet another phenomenal episode. We have a fun starting five on the way for you. But fellas, how are we doing tonight? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Just
Wednesday
living,
night.
just living the
Go.
dream.
Let's
Living the
dance.
dream, man.
Let's talk sports. Let's get this
Let's get
starting.
into it. Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. Here at the starting five, well, here at the Walk On Pod, we like to start our episodes with the scouting report. Now, the scouting report, for those of you that are listening in for the first time, it's what we like, what we don't like in the world of sports, something that we're starting or something that we're sitting within the past last week, month, whatever it is, for our viewing pleasure. Anyone got one that they want to start off with? I have one that's relevant. If you guys want me to take the ball first, I can go with it.
Let it fly, Lucas.
Let it fly. So last week was a big time holiday, Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a really good Thanksgiving. Got to either spend time with family or loved ones, ate some good food, whatever it was. I'm gonna go ahead and sit. I'm gonna go ahead and sit the NFL for what they're doing with football and Thanksgiving because I think they're turning it into a show, which is BS in my opinion. I think football and Thanksgiving is like a tradition, like that should just be about playing football. Like everyone has their turkey bowls. Everyone, there's all the memes about getting hammered or whatever and going out there full of turkey and throwing 300 yards, 6 touchdowns with the home, like with your cousins in the backyard. Like football on Thanksgiving is a staple. Why do we need to put a halftime show at all these games? Like, why do we need to turn it into the Super
Yeah.
Bowl? And like, why does every game have to do a little turducken sideshow after the game? Like, just leave that for the Thursday night game or leave that for the Lions game because they're the team that plays every Thanksgiving. Like, why is it now such a production? Like, what happened to just playing football? And then just add it to it. Why are we playing on Black Friday too, bro? I for damn sure don't want to be watching football again on
By
Friday.
the
I
way,
didn't watch that game. You
that
probably did,
was
Tommy, because it was the
the
Raiders.
craziest,
But
worst loss I've ever seen.
exactly, they might have won if it was on Sunday. That's all I'm saying. But they wanted to force a game on Black Friday that maybe special
Oh my
teams coordinator
goodness, that
wasn't
was
ready for
so
the game
bad.
or something. I don't know. But I just think the product they're pushing out is just way too like clicky and gimmicky in social media. It's like, bro, like what happened just playing football on Thanksgiving and that being the special part of the tradition, not who gets the turkey leg after the game, like and like who's the halftime show. Like that's BS. Not to mention that Giants Cowboys game was awful, but that's
I did
that's
not
beside
watch
the
that one.
point. That's beside the point. That's not really their fault. But like, come on, dude. Like
What
halftime
can I
shows?
ask? Can I ask a random question? Is there a reason why Detroit gets to play every year?
I think it's just
I
like
actually don't know the answer to
I
that
think it's
either.
just like let's look it up. But I think it's just like like an unspoken rule at this
And
point.
why was there a Friday game? Was that just like them being greedy
Because
kind of thing?
no, well,
Yeah.
because the Thursday games are usually Amazon Prime, right? But because the Thanksgiving games
Oh,
are
because it was a prime
reserved,
time.
yeah,
Yeah. They Amazon was selfish and
they're
wanted to
like,
get their
yo, I
game
need to
in.
get a weekend. Yeah, exactly. Why
Yeah.
are the Lions always playing on Thanksgiving? Let's see what Google has to say. It all started on Thanksgiving Day in 1934. Okay, so it looks like they were like
The
the
first
original.
game. Yeah.
They were the originator. Which like right now, I'm not mad with Lions football
No,
on
they're really
Thanksgiving,
good, but
but usually
yeah,
they're
the
the
Friday
stinkers.
game is disgusting. I honestly didn't even know there was a Friday game going on until I saw that Isaiah Pacheco was in the red zone.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just stupid. Like what I
And
just think it
Brock Bowers.
just takes
Brock
it away
Bowers,
from
man.
like what the whole point is to me. Like why can't we just play football on Thanksgiving? Why do we got to do all this extra stuff? Like
And
halftime
how
show
many games were
specifically
there?
is
There was
annoying.
3 games on. There was 3 games on Thanksgiving. Isn't there only usually two?
No, I think three is normal.
Oh, because there was like a nine. What was it like 10 o'clock game started?
Yeah, I mean it's just
Is
bro.
that
Why do
pretty
we have a
standard?
halftime show? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty normal, but it's
Yeah.
just like, bro. Like I don't need to see Josh Jacobs eating turkey after every like, bro. I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that just goes to the way that we've talked about it on here, the way sports are just trending. It's all about the
It's a
the
bunch of BS.
yeah, production and
It's
advertisements,
away
and
from the
it's
actual
literally
sport,
about
bro.
everything but the sport.
But the ball. Like, come
Love the
on,
ball,
bro.
yeah. And it's that's my biggest gripe. So
You know the
I
problem too?
love
I'm the
that.
problem. I'm the problem too because I'm gonna
Because you
sit my
still
ass down
you
and I'm
still
gonna
watch
tune
it.
in.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
still watch
exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's granted
I
didn't watch on Friday.
I didn't watch 1 minute of football.
I
I'll
did
say
not.
this.
I watched a little bit of
I
the Bears. That was it. The Bears Lions.
Yeah, that one was a good game because Caleb decided to be normal until the Bears were the Bears at the end, and then
Yeah.
the second game was bad. Like it was just bad football. Like it ended up
I
being a
didn't
close
watch that at
game, but it was
all.
bad football. And then didn't the Packers just blow out whoever they were playing?
Yeah, I
So
think.
like I don't know, bro. I'm just not.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't
watch
know.
that one at all either.
I
Oh, it's
yeah, I
Miami
just
Packers. Yeah, they blew them out.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Miami can't play in the cold. That's right.
That was supposed to be a good game too, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't.
Miami can't play in the cold, man. Do you guys see a movie on Thanksgiving? Is that like
We
part of your
didn't go
tradition?
on Thanksgiving,
Uh,
but as a kid growing up, I did go to the movies. That was a
we
tradition.
used to do the
We
movies
would
on
go on
I
Christmas,
Thanksgiving.
didn't do it
actually.
this year.
We did both. We did both when I was growing up. Cause like on Thanksgiving you go before you went ate, and then on Christmas you do presents and breakfast, and then downtime you would go.
Yeah, I've always
Yeah, that's
gone to a
what we
movie
would
on
do.
Christmas.
There's always good movies on Christmas. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I just had a rant there about NFL on Thanksgiving. Just stick to the ball, man. Like stick to the ball.
Stick to the
Like
ball.
There's no way they're gonna do that.
like bro, they really what they should have done. I mean, I guess Bears Lions is also a division matchup, but Bears or Lions Packers would have been sick on Thanksgiving. To that be the primetime game on Thanksgiving after everyone's eaten, you know what I mean? Like
So
that
why
would
didn't they
be
do that? Why did they make it Lions
I
Bears?
don't know.
Just
They
have the
play
schedule?
because they're playing Lions Packers this week on Thursday, like tomorrow. Like
Oh my
that's who's
god.
playing.
To play
That's a good
back-to-back
game.
Thursdays games? That's gotta be terrible for them.
I mean, it's the same as playing
Does
Sunday
not
to
th-
Sunday.
But doesn't that throw off your whole rhythm as far as your week's concerned?
They'll just get a long week after this. I feel like.
Yeah, they'll get
It was just a
long
short week before, and then
I guess the worst is playing Sunday, Thursday, right?
Sunday,
That's obviously
Thursday,
much.
yeah.
Or Monday, Thursday. They don't make people do
I don't
that, do
think they
they?
could do that.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
They
okay.
do
That's
that.
like sick work.
Yeah,
like might as well just go out there and lose.
Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't want to. I literally would just forfeit
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
NFL on Thanksgiving. Sit down.
it.
Take
Yeah.
a seat, kid.
go
I've
ahead,
got a
Tom, if you
basketball.
want
I've
it.
got a basketball one.
Actually, can I go first then? Before you
Yeah,
go
go ahead.
basketball?
Yeah.
Since it's not okay. So I'm gonna start. My start's gonna be I guess you guys might throw flags, so I have a secondary, but I'm gonna start going to a restaurant on Thanksgiving. Because I did that for the first time and that
What does
was
that have to do
awesome.
with sports?
I thought it was awesome.
Dude, I'll
Alright.
let it fly. I don't care.
I'm not letting it fly. Like, thanks for the blurb, but like, what like. You're the only
Okay.
one that goes off the sport topic on the scouting report.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dude,
I'm
that's,
just being
yeah,
a
that's
brand.
actually a good point. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, if you're gonna throw a flag, that's fine.
It's
I'll
not
do
even about
another one.
throwing a
It's not-
flag. It's just like you did. Like that's just not what this segment's about. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's a good
What did we
scout.
see?
If you don't
no,
feel
it's
like
just
cooking,
it's a good blurb.
that's
No, I'm
it's a
not mad
good-
at. I'm
That's a
not
good
mad
scout.
I'm not mad at the take because I've heard from multiple sources it's a good play,
Yeah,
but I just don't think this is the platform to air that play out. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
Luke.
fair enough.
Luke
I
said,
honestly
"What
don't
did we
have
see
the
in
I
the
don't have the
sports
energy
world?
to
What did we
fight
not
Luke right
see?"
now. So I got a good.
I'm not
sit.
fighting. I'm not fighting. It's a good
No.
play. It's a good
No,
take.
I got a good sit. It's a playoff of someone else's sit a while ago, and I'm just gonna double down here. Is that I'm gonna sit community running in general.
Hell yeah.
Community
Turkey trot
running.
got to you, huh?
It's just like that's
The
just the
turkey
worst.
trot.
It's just bro. There
Did
was
you
like
turkey
30.
trot?
Okay, so this is what happened, Tom.
Oh
I was-
God, this has got to be a good story.
I was supposed to be in a different zip code, and the way the schedule worked out, I ended up being in the 916-95822 zip code, and I got talked into doing the turkey trot. And let me
Hell
tell
yeah.
you,
Little
let me
5K
tell
action,
you.
or what was it?
no, I did the 10K, and I haven't worked out in God knows
You
how many
are
months.
a soldier.
Yeah,
Wow.
so let me tell you that for those of you that don't live in Sacramento, it is a very scenic, nice run through East Sac.
Yeah.
But for those that don't know, the road is curved down because the irrigations, or I guess the gutter system, isn't as high tech as it probably should be, and all the slow people want to run on the flat part. So all the people that actually want to run are
Your hips,
on
your
the
hips
curved
were
part. So my
destroyed.
knee is like I could not walk. It was so bad.
Oh,
That
man.
sounds horrible.
Sounds like a
But
turkey trot, man.
there was so for again, the reason I'm bringing this up because this is a lot of like probably random facts and knowledge. Sacramento, the Run to Feed the Hungry is the largest Turkey Day charity run in all of America. For you that
Oh.
don't know, it was
So
like 30.
you participated in a good cause.
Yeah, it was a good cause, but let me tell you, to tell me one, parking's gonna be hectic. Park in this specific street block so that you
Yeah.
get there early. So I got there early. Granted, it was 28 degrees outside at 7:15 in the morning. Get there, then you're waiting, and then all the people that want to be in the front of the non-timed. Let me repeat this. Non-timed. So it does not matter what time you finish in, all those people that got there early are the people that run the slowest. So
Yeah.
literally they go
Yeah, 'cause they
boom,
wanna
hit
take
the gun,
pictures and stuff.
right?
Yeah.
And everyone is going about 3 miles per hour. And Amanda and I are just like stuck behind this like horde of huge, like slow moving people. And then there's tons of rules of like no strollers and no dogs and no bicycles. There's like people with like 4 wiener dogs that are just like trotting along in the
Yeah.
middle of the road. And it's just
It's
like,
the wiener trot.
yeah, so it's just like community running in I
This is
started
good,
thinking
dude.
about
This is
like
really
I
good.
was like when I was like so I hit the 3rd mile, I felt really good. First
Good.
through the first 3 miles. And then the road gets narrow. And so all the slow people condense into the middle. And then if you're running on the side, the roads are like literally tilted. And so it's like it was just after the 3rd mile, it was just like I got slowed down and I just was like not, and my knee locked up, and it just was not. It wasn't something that I
Were you
was
complaining by
enjoying.
any chance?
Was I complaining?
Yeah, or did you
No,
probably?
I had my headphones on. I was like,
That's
I was
real.
complaining in my head, but
Yeah.
That's good
not
though.
like outwardly.
That's
Like
really
I
good.
wasn't like
Good.
cursing people
That's
out
good.
as I run by them, or
Imagine
like,
that.
Way to
or
way
sho-
to fight
or
the
sh-
tongue. Hey,
or
Jared, way to
shoulder
fight the
checking
tongue and
them.
just keep it
I
pushing.
won't lie. There was a couple people I wanted to shoulder check, but
Should have like
let,
accidentally tripped
let,
into him.
let me
Yo,
tell you,
my bad.
hey, this I don't want Luke to go off a tangent here, but this
I'm
is the
good.
biggest beef.
I don't usually do
On
that.
no, okay, no, I'm talking about like as far as like getting on a soapbox here, because let me tell you, my biggest beef was that I was running, and once you get to like the 4th or 5th mile, there's people that live in the neighborhood that are literally
Just out there
have
watching you.
no stacks of mimosas poured for
Oh, that's
runners
crazy. Oh,
and
that's
Jello shots. And
I
there
would
was this
indulge.
guy that stopped and took 2 Jello shots
Yes,
at
yeah.
8:30 in the morning,
that's crazy.
That's what Thanksgiving's about, man.
and
Yeah,
they
I
kept
mean,
going.
That's
I'm just like,
honestly, you got to tip your
yeah,
cap to that guy. That's pretty sweet.
like I was just like, what did I sign up for?
It's
But
not your vibe,
here's,
Jared.
huh?
It's not your vibe.
No, heck no. Like people were trying to hand me stuff to drink and I wanted to smack it out of their hand. And people got their little kids involved. There was like 9-year-olds out there handing people mimosas while they were dying on this road.
That's wild. That's wild.
So
Sales.
here's the worst part though. So and I'll be done. They told us specifically on the map where to park. So we parked and we're there early to get good parking because it gets hectic, I guess. When we're done, we got done. I mean, we were not the first people done, but we were like in the first part. Try to get in our car and leave. The police that were blocking the road are like, no, you can't go this way. The run's still going. So we actually had to sit in our car for 30
And wait
minutes
for- that's
af-
sick.
and wait based on parking where they told us to park.
Yeah, that's just poorly
So
managed.
so back to my
That's
my
bad.
original point, like, bro, community running might be the worst invention of all
Yeah,
time.
it's bad. It's bad. I think we can all agree there.
Yeah, I
Great
saw
standard.
last thing on this, and then Tommy, it's your turn. I saw this. I saw a video. I think it was on TikTok where it was like Thanksgiving traditions that should exist, and they were like, instead of everyone going and doing a turkey trot, how about at each Thanksgiving gathering, you put every name in a pot and you just select one name to go do the turkey trot while everyone else stays back and eats. I was like,
That's
you know
good.
what? That's actually hilarious. Just the
No,
literal
bro.
Hunger Games.
Yeah,
I
no,
like that a
it's
lot.
like
I like that a lot.
it was
Actually,
like
you have your own
I
reaping.
I respect the cause. I like the cause, but like I was talking to somebody, they're like, bro, I'm not running that. I'll happily give you my $50 to sleep in and
Yeah.
not show up
Yeah.
at
I also
20.
support the cause other ways
Yeah,
than
like,
running. Like,
yeah, like, bro, what? It was
Yeah,
chaos, but
you're awesome for participating, Jared. I
good
can't
for
say
you,
I've
man.
ever done a turkey trot.
Good for you, man.
yeah, let me tell
Probably felt
you,
really good eating that restaurant Thanksgiving meal after then too.
it was great. It was
see,
great.
there
I
you
couldn't
go.
move. I didn't move from the time that I got done running to the time I went to the restaurant. But
We got to
Nice.
get you on some more runs.
That
yeah,
boy.
no,
On
I like
straight hills.
running. I
On
think
It
the
straight
just gets
six,
you
hills.
on what's the
the
running
6 miles,
app?
the 6 miles is
Strava.
kind of the six
Strava.
miles no prep is crazy.
Let's
I'll
get you
say
on
that.
Oh,
I was fine
Strava.
on 3 miles.
You can join a running community, a run club.
We
Go
know
ahead
I'm
and
not
follow
gonna do
Jared
that.
Waters on Strava.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a running app.
Yeah, community.
That sounds
Yeah.
like
Anyway,
again. I'm
I'll
sitting community running in
Running
general.
Raleigh.
I'll go NBA talk here in case we want to sprinkle in a little NBA vibe on this episode. Move away from Thanksgiving. I got a quick one here, fellas. I'm gonna start a team that I really like. I like what they're doing. They started off the season slow, but they're rolling now and they look really good. The Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic have my
Yeah,
attention.
they just handled the Sixers tonight. too.
Specifically Franz Wagner. That guy,
He's
that
looking
guy
looking
can
like an all-star.
go.
Good man.
And it pains my heart that the Warriors didn't select him. You know, being a Warriors fan, I have to include that he's not a Warrior because that guy is legit. And Mo Wagner's sick too. Like they've got a good little thing going. Paulo hasn't even been playing,
Yeah,
and
they're still
they're
winning games.
rolling. And they're rolling without him. I think they're the 3 seed in the East right now. Cavs are still
Yeah.
one. Boston's Boston. They're kind of sleepwalking and dominating.
Yeah.
But no, I'm starting the Magic, man. They're fun. They're a fun young team. I think that's what you want in the NBA right now is a young team that's attractive to the consumer, and I think they're doing a really good job of just playing the right way. I had Jalen Suggs on our list with Jamari. Jalen Suggs is doing great things too. Like
Yeah.
they play hoops the right
Making his
way.
contract extension look valid.
Yeah.
They
No,
play the
Seems like
right. They play the
There's a
right
lot
way.
to talk about that. And they got the song. I think that's good marketing right there.
Orlando Magic.
Yeah, it's like right up there with the beam. Like it's like corny enough that people are gonna buy into it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ah, man, they're fun.
No,
Or beam.
it's a good take. It's a good take. It's a good
Yeah,
take.
if we wanna talk a little hoops now with what's going on in the world, we can.
I think the NBA Cup will be interesting.
Yeah.
But
What we
it's
got? We got Warriors,
they're
Rockets,
playing the Rockets.
Thunder,
Yeah.
Thunder, Dallas, and
Yeah.
then who's on the other side? Boston.
So Knicks made it. I think Orlando made it.
Yeah. Yeah, should be
Yeah.
interesting with how horrible the Warriors are playing. I don't know if they might get slaughtered by the Rockets unless they figure it out. I saw some
Yeah.
funny memes about PJ Washington's been playing horrible, but since they're playing the Thunder, he's gonna go off.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
probably. Like in the
Because he went
playoffs.
nuts against the Thunder in the playoffs,
Oh,
didn't
that yeah.
shot, and
Has
then was mid against the T-Wolves. So
Yeah, he might find a groove.
no,
I
NBA
just
Cup's
like
good.
I just like to say that it looked really poor to start the year. My take about the Milwaukee Bucks doing well, but Giannis is playing
They're red
like the
hot.
best player
They
in the
lost
NBA
tonight,
right
but
now.
they had won 9 out of their last 10.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
looking. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that they turned it around, or else my take was going to be the worst take on planet Earth. So that's good.
It's all right.
I'll just say
I
that.
said the Raiders were gonna win 10 games this year, so
Hey, a lot of football left. A lot of football left.
yeah, that's the worst take ever.
I don't know if mathematically it's possible.
While
but
we're here on the
The
while
Jets
we're,
are still bad.
while we're here on the NBA, we gotta
James
shout
Winston.
out Jalen and Jared again
Yeah,
for rookies of the
Mm.
month.
that's sick.
Yeah.
It's so
That is
It's
sick.
so
crazy.
cool, man. Sacramento on
sick.
top, man. That is so cool.
Yeah.
They're
Who would
both
have thought?
for real.
I
Like they're
know,
both
honestly.
balling. Jared had that insane stretch of
Yeah.
ridiculous basketball and he's still playing well, even with Maxi back. So that's cool to see.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Jalen just
Jalen's
scored.
just been super consistent.
Bro, he
He's
just scores
solid,
like 12 a
man.
night, hits a few
Yeah.
threes, grabs a couple
Plays
Yeah.
rebounds.
defense.
No, plays defense. Like, yeah, no, he's plus like we talked about it when he was on here and even before he was on here, we've talked about off pod. Like, he just fits like what they needed. Like, they just needed that big shooting spacing wing. They haven't had like a wing that really just spaces it and
I thought
shoots
it was
it.
Bane,
Yeah.
but
He's
a little
different
undersized,
from
Yeah.
he's different from what GG brings and
Yeah, totally.
Vince Williams bring. Like
Yeah.
he's just gonna knock down, catch and shoot threes and guard his ass off.
Yeah, no, good role player. A little foreshadowing. Tommy,
Ooh,
I believe it's
yes,
you this week with the walk with me segment.
it is
Now, the walk
me.
with me segment. Before we get into it, this is a segment that we created probably about 2 months ago to get back to our roots here at the Walk On Pod. We always talk about people, embracing their story, getting through adversity, finding ways to continue to chase their passion, whatever it is. And we got away from that a little bit, so we started the walk with me segment where each of us we rotate week by week. Who brings a quote that either resonates with you right now, or goes back to a story, a part of your maturation that makes sense when we want to talk about it. So this week it is Tommy's turn to bring a quote to the
Yes,
table.
lovely. Um, I'm excited about this one. Forgive me now, fellas. I can't remember where I found this quote from, so I don't know who to give credit to, but that's okay. Um, this is one about it's about adversity and how adversity is important. Okay. The quote is, if you're not failing from time to time, you're not aiming high enough. Um, I think I think this sits really well with me because I don't think a lot of people grasp the concept that like failure is okay. Like, and I think us three, we talk about this a lot. Like you have to fail in order to succeed in life. Like you've gotta fail first, in my mind, at least the way I look at things is like it's gotta go bad before it can get really good. And I think that um all three of our stories in life and basketball, it's kind of looked that way, like under recruited, and then the success comes, face the adversity, and then we get over the hump. Like this quote really sat with me when I saw it, and I'm like, this is, oh yeah, that's the one. I want to talk about this one with the fellas. So if you're not, let me read it one more time. If you're not failing from time to time, you're not aiming high enough.
I like that. I also think, like, on the topic of being okay with failure, I think failure also like allows you to figure out like how bad you want something. Because if you fail and it
True.
doesn't bother you, or if you fail and it's like just another day in the office, then you probably don't want whatever you're failing at as
It's a
much as
really
you
good point.
think. And it kind of tests your willpower and it tests all that, right? So I think in that sense too, like we talk about reality checks and understanding yourself, I think that's part of it. Because like again, like if I go and fail on Call of Duty, like I could care less. Like that's I'm just out there playing with the
Hmm.
homies, right? That's completely different. I'm not gonna figure out what I really am passionate about. So I think part of failure too is like again just realizing how much you want something and if you're really passionate about what you're ultimately failing at. So that's all I got for
Yeah,
that one. I think you hit the nail on the head with everything else.
yeah. No, it's it. I can chime in one more time, just relevant to me before you go, Jared. It's just like what really sat with me is like the my basketball career. For those that haven't listened to the first episode in a long time or have never listened to it at all, like the way my career started, I got cut multiple times before ever actually stepping floor on the basketball court for a team and playing. Like I got cut 3 or 4 times, and that's when I made the switch that I said, okay, I'm gonna be way better than everybody else that made the team over me. And that's failure, man. Like failure, it's the key to success in a way.
Like the Mike quote too. What I'm just saying? Like I failed over and over and over in my life, and that's why I succeed. I feel like it's all the
Yeah,
same.
true. Forgot
Cut
about that
from
one.
that same cloth.
I also think like the at least the way I look at it from where I'm at now is that so many people are scared to fail that they never actually realize
Take
the
that leap.
benefit of failing. Like that's how I look at that because like
True.
think about it, like we talk about it in many different facets, especially in the basketball world. Like people run from failing, like, oh, I don't want to be on a team that's not as good. I want to be on a good AU team. I want to be on a good
Yeah,
high school team. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to do the, you know what I mean? Like people transfer because they, or like even in the NBA, like I'm going to go team up with other superstars because like
yeah.
I'm afraid to be considered a failure. I didn't win an NBA championship. I didn't get to play on a circuit team. I didn't win section championship. Like I think people just run from failure because of their fear of perception. And that's the funny thing is we were just talking about Jalen and Jared and you can talk about all of us anybody that's really accomplished anything, like you, I mean, you had to fail at some point. Like there's no one that goes unscathed. It's not possible. It's
Yeah.
literally not possible to get to a high level. And that's, I think, the other thing too is a lot of the people that we thought were going to be successful, like let's just take basketball for example, end up not succeeding because of that, because they never had to fail or they never had to fail early. I was just talking to a parent about that today actually. Is like it's good for them to struggle. Like it's good for them to have like adversity because eventually it's going to hit, and then the longer you delay it, the harder it's going to be for them to cope with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well said.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. That's a
Yeah,
really good
I think
point.
one more thing that just came to me while you were talking there, Jared, is like, when a lot of people don't play good, especially at younger ages, is when you're playing to not fail, like you just said. Like when you're playing scared, you're playing to not make a mistake. That's when you'll play your worst.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
I
actually
just thought of that one.
that's a good point. Actually, I'm reading a book, The Inner Game of Tennis. I don't know if anyone has read that book,
Yeah,
and they talk about that point that you
heard
just
that.
made.
Nice.
And
It's a good book.
that's yeah, that's a good book. All right,
That
fellas,
one.
we're moving through everything right now. Does anyone have any blurbs right now before we get into it? I know Jared, you like to, sometimes, get on tangents every once in a while, or
I mean, I don't know if you want me to get on the tangent that I've been
no, we
on.
don't
I've
have
been
to.
on
I
a
was just making a joke. I was just making a
I've been
joke.
on I've been on a deep dive lately, so I
That's
may
good
not
though.
be
A little
the
introspective.
person to ask.
A little introspection to end 2024 off. I like that. I like that.
I just, I will say this though.
Oh,
I
okay.
will.
Yeah, that's
good.
You opened Pandora's box, but you can't put it back in.
No, maybe just creaked it open. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
like
all right.
that.
All I'm gonna say is that you know, it is almost 2024 is almost done, and we've every single person has been through a lot in the last couple years, but what I'm starting to realize more is people in general, not just basketball people, because I don't want to make this just about basketball, but I think people have a hard time coming to, or at least in my own case, you have a hard time coming to the reality of things. If that makes sense. Like there's certain things that we can't
Sense.
change, and there's certain things that like people are gonna make choices. People that are close to you, people that you don't know that well, they're gonna make choices that you don't really have any control over. And I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people to cope with. And I think the better we get at accepting that everyone's going to make choices on their own, and there's, it's not good or bad. But I think that accepting that, everyone decides their own fate, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Yeah,
Bars.
got to control what you can control. Like last week, if you haven't tuned into last week's episode, Jared's computer decided it was done mid-episode.
That was crazy.
We can't control that, and guess what? We kept it rolling.
Yeah,
That was
we always
crazy.
did.
No, the craziest part about it, I said it logged me back in though. That was the
Yeah.
weirdest
That was
thing. It's
weird,
not
yeah.
like
It kinda just threw a little
like,
tantrum.
like it literally just like put me back on the. I didn't touch a button and I was
computer
back on.
Yeah, your computer threw a temper tantrum.
It figured out that it was in the wrong for a second. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just think
that's
it's
good, though.
hard, man. It's hard. Like life is always changing. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard for
life's-
people.
It's not supposed to be easy.
No.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, we got
Look,
fun one here.
I don't have stats. I'm not going to do the draft simulator because we always seem to have issues with it. So I don't know how you guys want to pick the draft order for this. But today, we have starting 5 role players, non-sport. All right, we've done role players before. We did it with JoJo Anderson. If you haven't tuned into that episode, great episode. The first one, he did role players. We have non-sport role players. Again, this can be taken however you want it to be taken. What was the order with Jamari last time? I went first. Jared, you were second. Tommy was last.
I think I was last.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared, we'll give you the choice where you want to go because you were sandwiched last time. We'll do that. You can choose the order. Actually,
I can go. I'll go third, and
I can go second. I can go
Okay,
second.
Tom, and then yep.
I
we'll
get
go
first
Luke.
pick again.
Yeah.
All right. I really like some of my selections here. I don't know what I want to take first off the board because there's not like a consensus number one here. Anyone can
Yeah,
kind of
I
take
don't
this
think
whatever
there
way they
is.
want. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go with my small forward here. I'm putting this at the small forward because I think their job is the anchor of what they do. Like without them, obviously, the ship will sink. And I think that's what makes a great role player, right? It brings everything together, and that's what this person actually does in their job. But they don't get the shine. They don't get the shine. The vocalist always gets the shine. So I'm going to put the music producer as my small
Oh,
forward. I think the music
wow.
producer is never the star player. Like it's I feel like it's very rare that the music producer is the star player
That's a
of a
good pick.
song or of an album or something. The vocalist always gets the shine. So
Do you have a
I'm gonna put that at
favorite
the small forward.
producer?
I
You
mean,
wanna
this year, recency bias, The Alchemist, I think is
Yeah,
fantastic.
he is
Um,
really good.
I don't know, favorite. I mean, like he's not all time conversations or anything. I just think recently I've been listening to a lot of them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Cooking
think they're
Soul is another one I've been listening to a lot recently. But
good producers are underrated for sure.
I
yeah,
also think the cool thing is that with like with the way social media works now and like the access we have to music, more producers are getting more love
more
Agreed.
shine.
and
Yeah,
like
I
and
agree.
able to like have a platform where like look at DJ Khaled, right? Like guys never made a song like or never rapped
Yeah.
on a song and like he's able to make albums and bring
Yeah,
people together and stuff like that or like
DJ
Metro and like
DJ Mustard.
yeah, look at Mustard's career now. Holy crap.
Yeah,
it's
for real.
taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me the music producer, role player.
All
That's
right.
a good pick.
It's a really good pick. Man, I agree with you, Luke. I don't think there's like a consensus number one pick here.
It's all preference.
All preference. This is undoubtedly the role player though, where I'm about to select. This is our point guard role player. You know, this is our table setter. You can't succeed in your everyday life without this guy, especially as an adult. Give me the wallet. Give me the wallet at the point guard.
It's actually a good one.
Gotta have the wallet.
Inanimate objects are always so funny on these lists.
Yeah,
Oh, we
gotta
got
have
a
the
few in
wallet.
here. That's a good one because you could function without it, like technically. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna die.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it's essential. It's essential. And
Essential.
when you lose your wallet,
Oh man,
Does that
having
does that
the
include
wallet.
does that include like card holders, you know, like the
I
thin
mean, I think
ones?
Yeah,
everyone. It depends
Yeah.
on like what your wallet preference
yeah. If
is. You
that's
know,
your
some people don't.
wallet, then yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why I like. I don't like the big bulky
Yeah.
wallet.
I know
And
like
speaking Oh, go
a
ahead.
lot of people. I was just saying. I know a lot of people probably don't carry around a bunch of
Yeah, the
cash,
Apple Wallet is taking.
like with
Yeah,
the Apple
that's yeah.
Wallet. You know, so like a lot of people are probably rocking the thin. I rock the thin.
Yeah.
I just carry cards.
Speaking of that, I was trying to well, I have two things to say. One, I was trying to get on the Kendrick presale for the tour today, and it was the Cash App presale.
Mm.
And I have a Cash App account, obviously, but you had to have a Cash App card in your wallet
I have a Venmo
and
card.
so you had to have the Cash App card to access the presale. So I could not get tickets. I was kind of upset.
Access denied,
Yeah.
kid.
That
Yeah.
is upsetting.
But also, I was golfing at Teal Bend on Saturday, Luke, and I got to the 18 tee box, and someone had dropped their wallet. And that idea of losing your wallet, and like I saw it sitting there, I was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna just let this sit here. So I
Yeah.
picked it up,
You returned
finished
it.
the 18th hole, went to the
Clubhouse.
clubhouse, and
That's a
and
good guy,
gave
man.
them the wallet. It's like, hey, I found this on the 18 tee box, and I told him what tees I was playing from, and he's like, all right, cool, man, thanks.
Hopefully
You
they
found
What goes
that?
around, what goes around comes around, Jared.
Yeah.
Something good is coming your way.
I mean, I checked if there was money in it. Not that I was gonna take the money, but there was no money.
You could have
in
left
it.
that part of the story. You could have left that part of the story. We wouldn't have judged you. We could've
I was
left
just curious, like, you know, like, because it was one of those, and that was the other thing I was gonna say is like, do you remember, like, maybe I'm old and you guys aren't as old, like, your dad would have like all the receipts in the wallet, like the big fat wallet. My stepdad he still has it, with, like, paper receipts and cash and like
For the receipt,
cards
please,
and
man.
IDs.
that's good.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta keep
crazy.
your receipts, man.
Yeah. All right.
But
All right. Power forward. I was nervous making the order because I was afraid that Luke was going to take this one, but he didn't. So shout out Luke. Power
Thanks.
forward. This goes without being said. This guy is the ultimate role player. He plays his role. He plays many roles. But he plays his role to a T, whichever it's going to be. Give me Dwight Schrute.
I just don't think that's a role player, but that, you can have him.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
100% a role player.
Dude, that's a star player.
That's a role. He stars in his role. Are you kidding me? Assistant to the assistant regional manager. Come on,
Dude,
that
that's
doesn't. That
that's a
screams
star
role
player.
player.
That's fine.
That
I have
screams
a
role
reality
player.
check coming later. I'll actually do it for my next pick, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Dwight Schrute at the power forward.
Try to shoot. All right. Now at point guard, this guy, again, maybe the same argument that Luke is trying to make right now. This guy is a role player because, in my mind, because he wasn't necessarily the star of the show, but he set the table and he was starred in his role, and he could have, if the star fell off, he could carry. So, give me Pikachu at the point guard.
Interesting.
Pikachu.
I don't know enough
Pikachu.
about
Yeah,
Pokemon
I
to
don't
know if
either,
that's a star
honestly.
player or not. I mean, I feel like it is. He's kind of the logo,
Um,
but I don't know.
Yeah.
But Ash is the star. Ash is the one that
I
catches
like I
it.
said, I don't know.
Yeah,
enough.
got
I've
it. All
got
right.
I've got a role player through and through here. This won't resonate with Jared as much. This will resonate with Luke, I think. Definitely should. Um, I've got Gibby. iCarly.
That's a
Gibby.
fantastic role player.
I've got Gibby here, man. I mean,
I don't
iCarly,
have no
obviously,
idea.
iCarly, you've got Freddie, Sam,
Gibby.
Carly, but like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
could argue the show doesn't function without what
Without
Gibby
Gibby.
brought to the table.
No, I agree. I agree.
Out of all those shows, which was the best one, Tom?
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh, undisputed.
Drake and
Got
Josh, for sure.
What position is Gibson at?
Small forward, sorry. Small forward. Gibby.
Gibby. Yeah, it's a big body in the small forward too. It's a good size.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, I'm gonna take it for our next pick. Now, the thing about Dwight Schrute is he's in the big three, right? You got the Jim Halpert, you got the Michael Scott, and you got the Dwight Schrute. That's your big three. You need people that are, maybe they don't show up night to night, but when they provide their spark off the bench, they
I know who
elevate
you're
your
gonna
team
pick.
to a
I'm
whole
not
different
mad at your
level.
pick.
I'm taking Creed Bratton at the center. I'm taking
Oh
Creed Bratton at
wow.
the center.
Oh,
Creed Bratton, I think, is an elite role player for the
like
offense.
I mean, you
because
can't pick a bad player on that team.
I
No.
agree. I agree. But I
Even
do
Toby
think
plays a role.
they all play great roles. But that's what I'm saying. Like you could
Yeah.
probably go 2 or 3 episodes without a Creed blurb. But then when he pops up, you're like, man, like that's why Creed was there from season 1 to 9. Like not all the characters made it all the way through. There's
Well,
a reason why he was there the whole time.
You know that story, right? That he was actually going to get written off the show, and then he did something and I can't. Oh man, I can't remember. It was in season 3. He did something that kept himself on the show for the rest of the.
Like the
He did
guy.
great.
That's
not who I thought you were going to pick, but that's a great pick.
Give me Creed Bratton at the center. That's it for office characters off my board. I know. All right, we're gonna go to damn.
Oh wait,
I'm gonna
Tom,
go
are
to-
you going to take Tom? Are you taking any office characters?
No.
I thought you were going Kevin Malone. I really thought you were going Kevin Malone.
No,
I've
Kevin's
actually never
there
watched
too.
Never watched
Kevin-
The Office fully
Oh,
through and
Kevin.
through. So
Wow,
That's- I
that's
mean,
as
that's-
bad as Luke not watching Game of Thrones, Tom.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I would agree. It's up there, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Hand up.
Like
Okay.
I've seen episodes, and I
the
really need to
greatest.
watch the whole thing.
It's your
Yeah.
top one. Okay, I'm gonna go with my first inanimate object here. And this guy, look, I'm telling you,
set it up like that.
this is the ultimate role player. I have him at the power forward. I have him at the power forward because he takes a beating. He takes a beating. And he receives no shine for it. But literally, you cannot function with this. Your footwear will be awful without this. Give me socks. I need socks at the power
Yeah.
forward.
This is
Socks Socks is the
Fantastic
ultimate
pick.
role player, bro. It's
is
not
a
about the socks.
fantastic
It's not about
pick.
the socks. It's not scoring a lot of points, but my goodness, it's a junk ball player down there. It's Zach Randolph. You know what I mean? It's getting down and dirty. Like it's willing to go barefoot, right? It's willing to take that
Max
brunt so the
Hollins.
shoe can shine. So the shoe can shine. Like that's an
I don't
elite
know.
role player to me.
I like that
And the
pick.
socks, man.
Like that
It's a
pick.
footwear
Okay.
essential.
I've got a really cool pick right here. This did a lot of this was a lot of thought. And I could definitely take this pick last because you guys will not be picking this, but I'm gonna do it now just because I want to get off the board. Got the shooting guard. I've got the sorting hat from Harry Potter.
Okay.
I've got the sorting hat from Harry Potter. I
No.
mean, you want to talk about an object in a fictional story, the books, the movies, that without that hat doesn't make Harry Potter who Harry Potter was, Sending Harry and Ron to Gryffindor changed the course of what Harry Potter was. And we've got to give credit where it's due. That guy knows his role. executes it at a high level.
That's crazy. I'm so out
Tom,
on
were
Harry
you a
Potter.
big
I have
Harry
no
Potter
idea.
kid? Where
Oh
is
yeah,
that? Didn't that
I read
miss
all the
you?
books.
Didn't
No,
that
I read
miss
all
you?
the books.
No.
No, I
Okay.
think it's still a thing, to be honest.
No, but I'm saying the movies came out when I was young. So like the movie, you were obviously like behind on the movies a little bit, or no?
Yeah, yeah. I watched all
Okay.
the movies. I watched all the movies after I read all the books. I read all the
Okay.
books when I
That's
was
cool.
young.
That I respect that because that's like a hard. Those are hard. Like I mean, those are good books, but that's a lot of pages.
I used to
Those-
read religiously. I
Yeah.
need to get back into that.
I haven't
No,
read
I
any of
respect that.
them.
Neither here.
Haven't watched any of the movies.
You haven't.
Uh,
It's that season,
It's
Luke.
not
You
my
should watch.
speed. It's not my speed, bro. You know this.
so
I'm not a
I know that
wizard
that you're
by
definitely not in the
yeah.
wizard stuff. This is the one thing I will say, Luke, for you, is the books are innately like 10 times better than the movies.
I
Yeah,
believe
the
it.
books are way better.
Like the detail that she wrote, that's why she's considered one of the best writers, is
Is it
because
not
the
just a spin-off of Star Wars though? Like, is it not
no,
like
no,
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 no, no,
no,
no.
no, no, and I'm not. No, 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 no. Listen. I think that this is gonna take too long to explain. But
No, go ahead. Let
the
me hear.
bare-
I'm
the
curious.
bare bones of the plot are the same thing. Like literally, if you ever.
I mean, you
looked
could say that about any
about all of these heroes' journeys, but it's
no,
pretty
yeah,
similar.
but so
Yeah.
this is what I'll say though about it is that Star Wars, yes, but like the books, the world that she created in these books,
Crazy.
it's like unfathomable. Like the amount
need to
of
reread 'em.
like detail, like beyond like
Yeah.
because like Star Wars is like there's always been things about like, aliens and spaceships and things like that. Like she literally plucked this and built this like from the ground up, I guess is
weird
how
thing
I
to
would
do.
look at it, just from a writing standpoint.
No, the
Not,
writing's insane.
yeah,
And
like
the reason I
just
picked
the
this,
the detail of it.
I'll give credit where it's due. Allie, who I've watched all the movies with, she just read all the books and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like the books are insanely better." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I told you."
No, the
Like,
movies actually ruin the books, but I don't think that anyone could do it's like Lord of the Rings. Like I don't think that the books are so good that the
I
movies
actually
can't
read a
really
couple
do
of
them
the Lord of the
justice.
Rings.
Yeah, so
Because
it's
we had to
closer to
read 'em.
that. It's closer to that than it is Star Wars, is what I
No,
would
but
say.
I don't mean from like the like science fiction part of Star Wars. I mean like the orphan lives with his like uncle that gets sent off to unknown space, that gets taken under the wing by a magic person that's Yoda and Gandalf or whoever it is. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's all very similar plot lines.
Yeah, I see. What
Yeah. I mean, I would still say
There's a comedic side role. Han Solo and Ron Weasley. The love interest is maybe related, but also goes to the comedic side role. They all have a
I mean,
magic
I would
token that
say
they weigh.
I would
Like, I
say
don't
it's closer
know.
it's closer to Lord of the Rings than it is to Star Wars.
I feel like those are some good similarities I got there.
No, I think
For
all
not
those
having
all
seen it.
those
disagree
are in
with
the
any of that.
same realm. Any hero stories in the
Yeah, I
same
think all
realm.
heroes are yeah, they're all
But
kind
what
of
I'm saying, my point is that the detail at which the like the world that she created that didn't, you know what I mean? Like she literally pulled it out of England. Like it's like a parallel universe in England.
shows
So
It's
J.K.
just kind of
Rowling.
crazy. Yeah, it's great.
All right, Waters.
So at shooting guard, the reason I put this guy at the shooting guard is because I mean, I need my shooting guard to light things up, and I need him to be able to score at will, and be, a 3-level scorer. And I feel like this guy is, he can provide comedic, relief. He can be serious and provide guidance, and he can just go off on his own tangent and do, crazy Kyrie layups. Give me Brian Griffin here. Brian Griffin at the shooting guard.
Oh. Brian's kind of another guy who's arguably a star, though.
But he is his man's
mean,
best
I don't-
friend.
I don't
Nah,
really
he's
care.
not. Let me take that
Yeah.
back.
I don't
Yeah.
know the guy. So
No, because you've seen the episodes where Brian tries to be the lead in the episode, and
Yeah.
Brian's
they're
the dog,
not-
right? How's
Yeah.
Brian
Peter will
able
always
to
be
talk?
the star. Peter will
Brian's a
always be-
dog. Yeah, Brian's
How's
a
Brian
dog.
able to talk? Dude, is that like
No,
why?
he just talks. Yeah,
He's just
Yeah, he
talking.
just
All right, that's
talks.
cool. I
Yeah.
rock with that.
yeah.
All right, what you
Yeah,
got
That's
next,
a great
man?
pick. Brian is great. Brian and Stewie episodes are incredible.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Brian needs Stewie to carry him.
Yeah,
Essentially,
gotta have
like
Stewie.
Stewie.
You
Yeah,
can't have,
yeah.
you
Stewie.
can't have
Yeah.
Brian without Stewie.
The Brian only episodes are bad.
Agreed.
When he wrote a novel and stuff, like those were bad
Yeah,
episodes.
agreed.
Family Guy lore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
Family Guy's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. At center, I'm gonna take this one. This is, I would say, this is purely, not purely. This is more basketball based. I feel like he's gonna really like speak to what I need at the center position, which is to protect the paint. He's got good length. He can block shots. And he's just like a good, solid player. This is like the Al Horford for our
Okay.
team. Give me Groot.
It's a
Groot.
good pick. It's a good pick. It's a really
Yeah.
good Groot, baby.
You can always rely on him, man. He's gonna
Always.
be there. Even
Your
if he
family
falls
guy.
apart, he's gonna grow.
Yeah, he'll grow
Yeah,
back.
he's gonna
Yeah.
fight back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Like
really
Groot.
good
I
pick.
like Groot.
Good pick. I'll go power forward here. This is an object that's it's not afraid to get down and dirty. You know, the power forward, you got to be grimy. You got to be able to rebound. You got to be able to guard the ball screen, do all the little things. Um, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I've got the plunger here. Got the plunger at the power
You
forward.
know, the plunger might be a star player too. I don't know, man.
You think
I
so?
don't know how. I don't know what you
think
do to your
so?
bathroom, but
No, but
mean,
I'm saying
it's
no. I'm saying
sink,
what else is doing this? Like,
bathroom, shower, you know,
but
like
like,
yeah,
but
but
like,
that's
there's
not
only
someone that should
one
be called
plunger.
upon regularly, though.
Yeah, I
If
guess
you're
that's
calling
true.
upon
I
your
mean,
plumber
for
regularly,
no,
then
but I'm
you
saying like
have bigger
in the realm of
issues.
just, I'm saying in the realm of just clogged toilets though. Like,
yeah, if we're
You
talking
shouldn't
like
be. The
clogged
toilet is
toilet,
built. The toilet is built not to be
you're
clogged.
missing what I'm saying. I'm saying in the arena of clogged drains and toilets, there's only one
yeah,
player.
that's nitpicked though. I think the way
No,
I'm
I wrote
plunger
down plunger.
is
You're in there.
the sink, the shower, the toilet, you know, like all purpose,
No, it's a
not
jack of
just
all trades.
clogged
It's a jack
toilets.
of all
Yeah.
trades for real. It's a nasty
The
one.
guy
It's a
has
grimy
one job. And he
He's got
fulfills
one
it.
job.
He's got
He
one
does it,
job.
and he's been
Fulfills
doing it for
it.
years. Guy's been doing it for
Yeah,
years.
there hasn't
One-
been any new plumber technology in how long?
Liquid
Like,
plumber. Liquid
that does
plumber's in
not
there.
work in the tough
I don't
ones.
know. I've never had that before. See, okay, so I'm the one that's. Anyways, I'm gonna go to my shooter. Look, there's not like real merit to why he's at the shooting guard. Just the fact that he scores at a high clip. Again, this is similar to I think the Brian Griffin play, to where like there's no doubt in my mind he could have his own show and it would flourish, but it's not his show. I got Perry the Platypus here. Perry the Platypus at the
Oh,
shooting guard.
so good.
Like the guy is spectacular. Like he shows up any given night and he
What show
steals
is
the
that?
show. Phineas and
Phineas and
Ferb.
Ferb.
Perry the Secret Agent P. Are you serious?
Bro, what? That missed me my entire generation.
I might need you to watch Phineas and Ferb like unironically, because it's actually like you think
Not
you're
bad.
gonna think I'm glazing and I'm joking. It's good writing for like kids shows, and like it's actually solid writing.
Is
like,
it better
for
than
what it's worth.
Rugrats? I don't know if it's better than Rugrats.
I think it's different. Like it's quicker. It's quicker episodes. Like it's
Alright.
quick hitters.
It's like the 15-minute joint.
Yeah, you get 2 episodes in one. Like you move through it
Yeah,
fast.
that's how Rugrats works.
I don't know. I didn't watch Rugrats, so
I know. That's what I'm saying. You missed that. I missed
Old
just
head.
like I missed Phineas first. Yeah.
now this one point guard. This is a homer pick. This is in my top probably 5 favorite movies of all time. The guy deserves his shine, so I'm gonna give it to him. And he plays his role to a T. Like he really doesn't do much besides provide camaraderie. Maybe like a little like cute child aspect, like it's hard not to fall for the kid. I got Murph from Like Mike, his best friend and ultimately adopted
Nice.
brother. Murph is a great dude. Like he's a
Nice.
ride or die. They go through their little scuffle
is a
there, but then
The
Right.
fact
but
that
then what
those top
happens?
5 movie for you is just it just makes
It's
me
not
sad.
it's not quality of movie. It's just like my favorite. Like I'm not saying it's better than like Shawshank Redemption,
I
but
love that movie
I
too.
like it like top 5. You know what I mean? Like personal favorites. Um,
Got you.
but it's like people get mad at me when I say Space Jam is my favorite movie, but it's like I'm not saying it is like the greatest movie ever made.
No, I know you're
just
not.
love
Okay, that
movie,
makes
you know
sense.
what
I know
mean?
you're not saying it's the best movie.
Yeah. But Murph from Like Mike, like they went through a little bit of adversity, but what did he do at the end of it? He put his most prized possession on the line to protect Calvin Cambridge's sneakers. Like that's real. That's a ride or die right there. You know what I mean? And that's a
Shout out
big
to
time role
Murph.
player. Shout out to Murph. Ultimately adopted brother. Hopefully, that's not a spoiler. You should have seen Like Mike by now. It's like 20 years old. So
Might be older than that.
I wonder what Bow Wow's doing now.
That's a good question, Jared. It's a really good question.
living out the Like Mike check probably.
Yeah.
I need center, right? Yeah.
You do need center.
At the
Take a
5,
small forward.
this is easy. This is so easy. We brought up Star Wars, so let me just get my Star Wars pick out the way. I've got Chewbacca here. Got Chewbacca at the 5.
Seems
He's
like
gonna
that feels like a Groot matchup.
Yeah, Chewbacca and Groot are gonna
Alternate.
battle
That
it
is
out.
tough.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be highly entertaining. I'll
And
leave it
Creed
at that.
Bratton.
Is Creed your center?
Yeah.
He's getting
Yeah.
smothered.
Yeah, I mean,
Chewie's gonna
he's like
destroy.
an old soul down there. He's like Tree Rollins, kind of.
Oh God.
That's a good poll. That's a good poll.
Really good pull.
Hi.
Oh,
All right. This is my small forward because this guy's the most dynamic. Again, I'm not expecting you guys to appreciate this pick, but this guy's not going to end up on any other list. I like, for whatever reason, I have a soft spot in my heart for people like this. Without this guy isn't the front and center part of this outfit, but like you can clearly see the difference when he's involved and when he's not involved. So at small forward, I'm gonna take John Frusciante, who is the guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but he's not always the guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Their best albums, it's him. Any of the 6 solos that you hear off any of the good albums,
Then I
it is John
California.
Frusciante. Yeah, that is
Nice.
him. That was the last album he was on, was Stadium Arcadium.
Yeah.
That
great
that was
album.
their last good album. He was on, all their other albums that were famous. All I mean, sadly, he has not to call him out, but like he's had some issues with the paraphernalia. So
Substance abuse.
yeah, substance abuse. So tough. I mean, that's kind of the band is gone and ebbed and flowed with him. When he's involved, the band is magic. But when he's not involved, but no one will ever know that because Anthony Kiedis and Flea are like the faces of the band.
All right. I like it.
So, all right,
Walk on.
walk on. Now, this is the perfect walk on because you never see him. No one ever sees him. But if you don't have him, you know what. And we all have one, and no one appreciates him. So I'm gonna give him his shine. At my walk on, give me roofs. Roof. The roof of your house.
Roof. It's a good pick.
That feels
Can't-
personal.
Yeah.
If you've been tuning into the Walk On Pod long enough, you know that's
You know,
there's
yeah,
some
you
there's
know,
some
you
Walk
know.
On Pod lore in that one. So I
Yeah.
like that. Give me the
Absolutely.
roof. Give me the roof.
Walk on. You know, I need this object. I can't function without this object, especially in the house. I'm watching movies when I'm hanging out, just in my bed right now. Give me the soft blanket. Give me
Soft
the
blanket.
soft blanket.
Soft blanket, not just a blanket. I need a
Oh,
soft
Gotta be
gotta
blanket.
be
soft.
the
It's gotta be
soft
soft. Can't have no
blanket.
quilt.
Do you like the weighted blankets?
I'm not a weighted blanket guy, honestly.
I feel
never
like
have
it's aggressive.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be suffocated.
People are big
Yeah.
on weighted blankets. I'm not. I
Yeah.
don't see vision with them.
You know, like
No.
I think there's like a anxiety part to it though. Like in
Yeah,
that I
like this is
understand.
me like this is my
Comfort. It's comfort
yeah.
outside of like feeling comfort. It's like to like
Like a mental
calm you. Yeah.
psycho analytic thing.
Which I get it from that point. From just being there, I'm gonna get too warm. I get
Yeah,
too warm.
I've tried them, and you know what? Like when it is cold, like it definitely plays its role. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little aggressive.
Yeah, I like a soft blanket there. Okay, I'm gonna go my walk on here. This is something that like not every one of their star players has, and including mine, it doesn't have this. And I think that's when I kind of realized how elite of a role player it was. That like time and time again, I get in my car and I wish that I had car seat heaters and AC. Because if you've sat in a car that has the cooler and the heater, it is high level. It is high level. And especially with a car like mine that's black interior, like you sit down and you got the AC cooler on the seat, it's fire, right? Or, like up in Flagstaff, like I didn't have it when it was snowing. I would get in my car after like it was sitting there on a road trip and it's basically an ice box. I wished I had the seat heater. So give me
Yeah.
the car seat seat heater / AC system. I think it's just it's one of those things that you don't
I-
realize how elite it is until it's not there.
I'm surprised it's not standard in every car now.
I just think it's like it's an amenity
'Cause,
that they
like-
tack on a couple extra dollars for is like what I
Yeah,
think
but
it is.
I'm like I have one car that has both, and we have one car that only has one option.
I would love like I just want the heater more than anything, and then the cooler's elite too. But
It just doesn't get that cold enough in Sac where it's that big a deal here, but I
The
can see that in
heater's
different
so
places. Yeah.
the heater stuff. All right, role players, not sport. I got Murph from Like Mike at the point guard, Perry the Platypus at the shooting guard, music producer at the small forward, Socks at the power forward, Creed Bratton at the center, and car seat heater slash AC at the walk on. Jared has Pikachu at the point guard, Brian Griffin at the shooting guard, John Frusciante
Yeah, that's good.
Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers at the small forward, Dwight Schrute at the power forward, Groot at the center, Roof as the walk on. Tommy has Wallet at the point guard, shooting guard. He has Sorting Hat from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Small forward, he has Gibby. Power forward, he has a
Gibby.
plunger. Center, he has Chewbacca. In his walk on, he has a soft blanket. Fellas, good work. Good work. I had some backups. I was like, but I was pretty confident that no one was gonna like take a lot of these because like it's just
Yeah,
an
they're
endless
so
thing.
random. Yeah.
You can take them wherever you want. Now, I will say this, and professional podcaster here. I wanted to put a golf glove on there because that's an elite role player. Because if you've ever golfed for real without a glove, you know that it's painful and it's not smart and it's going to hurt the next day, right? So I don't know, Jared, if you got anything to say on that.
Yeah, I think golf glove is a good one, and I also think a good tee. Like if you have a solid tee.
I mean, I could
Ooh.
care less about a tee, but
Yeah. So
Speaking
I
of
just meant
golf-
more like yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to do, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, I think a solid tee would be good. And apparently, like if Luke was my scramble partner, he wouldn't worry about a tee. But I'm not going to be stressed off the tee because I always got my 50 chips a night. And when he puts us 30 yards out, I'll give us a tap in birdie, nice and tight.
Ooh, nice and tight.
tight,
Tap in,
tight,
birdie.
tight.
Boom, type. Yes.
Stay. I don't want to leak anything. I don't want to leak anything, but just stay tuned for a new driver in my bag, potentially coming soon. Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned.
New driver. With that being
Driver alert.
said, no more needs to be discussed. These are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.